We can make a mental note, Terry. We're meant to send our slides to the TU Delft organizers as well. Okay. I'll make sure you get the email address.
They are.
Just want to make sure.
Yes. Oh, thanks.
If you.
Here, can you jot this down, Terry?
Got it.
Very good. That's pretty straightforward, really. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, thank you. C170 maybe?
You should have a little green light.
Oh, hi, Jerry. Can you see that?
Yes. Nice ceiling tiles.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks,
Hello.
Laura Ritchie.
Hello,
awesome.
everybody.
Ah, nice.
I can't believe you chose this over Breaking Open Ed. Thank you.
Now they're all going to leave, Terry.
They probably saw it already.
1 minute.
Hi, Terry.
Hello.
Ah, there's the camera. I see.
Yeah.
Switch real hard.
We have 30 seconds to go, Terry, so.
Okay, everybody hold their breath.
Breathe in and out, 4 seconds.
I'm going to go back to sharing the screen.
Looking good.
Perfect.
Okay, I think we could start this session. Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Clos from Spain. This session has 2 parts. First, a presentation and then a panel session. And the presentation, the Open Faculty Patchwork, a community quilt of pedagogy, where we have 2 people, Jenny Heyman from Israel State University, who is here, and the power of technology allows us to have here Terry Green, who's program manager of the eCampus Ontario in Canada. So, let's see that.
All right, Terry, but I'm just going to sit down because I'm really just a pretty face in here.
Yep. Thank you for doing that, Jenny. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. Great. So my name is Terry Green. I'm a program manager at eCampus Ontario. My background's in instructional design and learning technology. And as of just this moment, I can now say I'm an international speaker. So thank you for that. Right now I'm in my basement in Peterborough, Ontario, where it's there's still a little bit of snow in the backyard, but it's finally nice out. So we're happy about that. Okay, so the Open Patchbooks are an open resource, and we call them a community quilts of learning. There are 2 of them, one of them for faculty and one of them we're working on now for learners. The idea is that we kind of harness the power of collective intelligence by asking singular people to offer their kind of piece of a bigger puzzle, and then we put the puzzle together. Right down here you can see a link, a bit.ly link, and you can get these slides and you can get ahead of me if you want. bit.ly/OEG patch, and the case matters, so the uppercase letters are important. And I'll just give you a sec. All right. So here's the reason I didn't come, right around there. We still have a few weeks left, and I probably could have made it, but didn't want to be an ocean away in case the baby came. But so thanks for putting up with talking over technology. Okay, here's the Patchbook equation of how it works. You get a list of topics, you ask people to choose one, they write their take on how they do it, like for example, just pedagogy, how do you lead group discussions, how do you develop your assessments, how do you do this, all those basic skills, and each person covers one topic. You put it all together in the end and you kind of have something that covers everything. Hopefully not everything obviously, but enough to be a quilt that covers things. So there's two of them. The first one we took care of was and it's still going. All of these are ongoing projects. And this is the Open Faculty Patchbook. And you can see the URLs down there at the bottom. There's two because we put the new ones together and collected them in a WordPress account, and then we moved them to a Pressbooks. So it's facultypatchbook.wordpress.com, and then it's the facultypatchbook.pressbooks.com. And I'll just have a little quick tour. Oops, went too far. So here's the WordPress for the Faculty Patchbook. As you can see, the newest one is called number 25. So the new ones just appear at the top. And we've covered a lot of things: group work, universal design for learning, just planning, lesson planning, lots of fun stuff. And then once we had enough, we moved it into a Pressbooks. So then we had the ability to kind of curate them and sequence them into an order that made sense, and put them all together and put it out there. And there's one copy of the book there, I think. So we'll take it, sell it to the highest bidder. So we had lots of patches written by individuals. We put them together to create that manual, and we had new college faculty in mind as kind of the bullseye of our target audience. At Fleming College, we were then able to, Fleming College is where I'm on secondment at eCampus Ontario, and Fleming College is where my permanent role is. So this is where the project started. So we were able to hand a hard copy, like the one you see there, to the new faculty last fall to say, hey, your new peers wrote this for you about how we do this teaching thing. And they seem to really appreciate it. So what we did originally, put out that list of topics, like how to lead a discussion and stuff. And what came back were more like kind of the true stories of what happens in the classroom. And they included topics like Bigfoot, bees, Tetris, all those obvious things that you would think you would get back. And I was so happy that everything came back so much more personal and not just a set of steps about how to do something in the classroom. And then the follow-up is the Open Learner Patchbook. So now we thought maybe we'd get the stories of how the learners do their learning. A teacher can teach how they're teaching in class, but I think the learning is going to happen in as many different ways as there are students in the classroom. So it's nice to hear their stories. So we're collecting those now, and I'll take you to that one. If there's any questions at any point, put up your hand, and Jenny, yell at me, please. So again, this is a WordPress. There is no Pressbooks version yet. We're still collecting them. We're at 15 of them now. At some point, we'll curate it into a, sorry, I hope I'm using, Peg French is on the line here. I hope I'm using the word curate, right? Probably not.
It's all good.
Okay, thanks. So we have some cool patches about learning in a different country, developing a relationship with like a professional relationship with your instructors, coming out, all kinds of things, bullying. I didn't realize how much bullying still happens in post-secondary, but it does. So very cool, personal and very helpful information to know about what happens as a learner in post-secondary. So this whole thing came about by learning about Robin DeRosa's awesome, amazing project where she developed a textbook with her students about earlier American literature. So she she had her students take a chapter or a writing and put it all together into a collective, which then replaced their textbook. So I just loved that idea. So I thought maybe we could do it for faculty development, and then we moved on and thought we could do it for how to learn. So now I'm just going to dig into some of the little bits from the separate patches, and I thought this quote really hit the mark for me. This is what the Tragically Hip is Canada's biggest band, and at the height of their popularity, they put out a live album, and the very first thing Gord Downey says as it starts, he says, "This is for the Rio Statics, the opening band," and then he says, "We're all richer for having seen them tonight." And I think that saying is really kind of a good mantra or something for open ed. We're all richer for having seen what you can do, and we're all richer for having people write these patches so that we can see each other's what you do and benefit from it. So I'm going to just go through a few little things from them. This one by Chuck Pearson. He's a thermodynamics instructor in Tennessee, and he wrote this wonderful piece about just truly, like, how to truly listen to what your students are saying and just let go of your own experience so that you can understand theirs a little better. If you want to follow him, you should on Twitter. It's Shorter Pearson. And this was just a wonderful piece. This is from the faculty patchbook, obviously. Made me want to study thermodynamics, and I actually don't know what that is yet. This one, George Fogarasi at Fleming College, he wrote about the topic he chose was respect in the classroom and how to respect your students and how it all works. And what he came back with was something called Bigfoot and blind spots. And this was kind of my favorite example of taking the topic and running in your own direction with it and giving you something I totally didn't expect. And it's so good and love reading it. So check out that one. This one was if you don't read the Edified Listeners blog, this Sherry Spellick, you should. It's fantastic. You'll go to the site and read everything that's there. And this one was about, she's a phys ed teacher in Austria, I believe, elementary phys ed. And she wrote about how she's been teaching for, can't remember, a number of years. And every year, even though she's done it 1,000 times, she feels very ready and she feels not very ready. And just some advice around that, preparing at the start of the year. And then I think maybe Helen is in the room. I know you are. Can you take a bow? This one was so wonderful because it was, she as we were putting out the patches on the WordPress, new ones came in over a number of months. And this was the first one that was written after being able to see what was out there already. So she tied them together, like probably like 8 or 9 of the 15 that we already had, she referenced in this patch. And so she kind of pulled it all together and moved us towards thinking more about course design and amazing, and how to do that in a wonderful way. Thank you, Helen. Are you still bowing?
Thank you, Terry.
I hope so. And then I don't know if you've heard of Jenny Heyman, the open education superhero. She's also in the room. She wrote a wonderful one about linking sustainable development goals to learning outcomes, which to me is kind of like supercharging the idea of the non-disposable assignment. And so I love that one too. Thank you, Jenny. And then so a few more from the Learner Patchbook now. This one from Erin Brooke at Ryerson. This patch is actually started as a Twitter thread rant, and it's so good, and it kind of went viral. And she just strung together probably 30 tweets about the laptop ban or laptop bans and how ridiculous they are and how she needs them and the reasons she needs them, and it's tough luck for you if you don't like it, kind of thing. So I asked her if we could put it together into a patch, and she said yes. So that was great. And then this one also was so wonderful because I didn't expect this. That I didn't ask for this topic. Would never expect someone to share this, but she wrote about how difficult it was for her to come out, and how you don't just come out once, you're always coming out, and gave some wonderful advice. And it's just super brave, and this was such a good one. Definitely read this one. And one more from Kenzie. She's a college student, and she wrote about growing up with dyslexia and how she never felt like she was going to be a learner in her life, and now she's studying at a college, and she does identify as a learner, even though she had this difficulty. So it's wonderful. Okay, so here's just a little look at where patches have come from so far. If you look, I kind of cut out a little bit of the middle of the Atlantic because none of them have come from there so far. Also, you'll see Ontario, and then Eastern United States, Western Canada. Definite total letdown so far. I'm very disappointed in Canada. Actually, most of Western North America. Come on, pick up your game here. And I mentioned Sherry Spelix from Austria, and Mahabali and a few of her colleagues contributed too. So happy about that. But some lots empty over here. I don't know if you guys want to help out with filling out some balloons in this area. Would be more than wonderful if you could do that. How much time do I have here?
We have about a minute, and then we have 5 minutes for questions.
Okay. This was just quickly just to say the range of people who participated. There was everything from technologists, librarians, lots of different support staff, all the way up to a college president offered one, and a dean. And then the learners have been college, university, from like lots of different like programs. No, I don't think I've had a repeat from the same type of field yet. This is just a reminder to you out there who said you would do one and haven't handed it in yet. We still want it. The ghost is smiling. We'll be happy to see it someday. Statistical statistical analysis is lots of hits from lots of places. There you go. I would like more, please, is the general gist of why I'm doing this. You might get a t-shirt. I got mine on right now. That's it. Come fly your kite with us, please. I would love to hear any ideas for, oh, thank you. If you have any thoughts for patches have popped to mind, what you might want to write about, or learners you could influence to jump in on it or something, let me know.
There's a question in the back. Ask if there are any patches for people. Are there any patches you would like to see, Terry, in particular?
It's hard to say because I'm always so surprised at what comes back. I don't want to know. That's the fun part. I don't want to know what's coming until you see it. Then it's so exciting. So I want to see whatever you want to write about.
May I ask about the technology behind it? So the WordPress, is it just a template you have used, or have you?
Yeah. So we saw. I could go back to that. This is just a WordPress theme called Cubic, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. We just used a free WordPress theme, and then a free WordPress, free Pressbooks account to move it over there. And it's all open source stuff and very easy to move from WordPress to Pressbooks.
So moving from WordPress to Pressbooks, what do you have to do? Or
yeah, you can export posts from WordPress and import them into Pressbooks, and then you move them around into because these are all in a weird order if you read them one by one, because they just put them out. Every patch got its kind of moment in the sun. It comes out, you tweet about it, you show it to everybody, and then once we had a whole bunch, a few more have come out since we made the Pressbooks, but not too many. So almost all of them are in here. But I could just export all these and put them, or just export the new ones and add them. I should do that. Sorry, I haven't done that to those who wrote those.
okay, so everything very straightforward.
Yeah, I'm no WordPress super expert or anything, or Pressbooks, and I was able to do it no problem. Any other? Are you all writing your patches yet?
Yep. Thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you.
All right, yes, I'm going to disconnect things.
Are you guys still there?
Good job.
That was
Hey,
like
Terry.
kind of anticlimactic. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. That's the best kind of session to do at a conference. You're just out.
Yeah, I'm done.
And I think they're